production, and that's production on like YouTube. I guess it's time to do another video. This isn't a review, of course. This is definitely a video for various artists, compilation albums, you know, like tribute albums or just standard compilation albums that, you know, that's what is. But before I get into that, let's get into the band that's playing in the background. Mad Butcher, Metal Meat. Definitely classic, obscure German speed metal, power metal. Definitely great. This is their second album. First one was Metal Lightning Attack, which I do have as well. The only thing, only those two, including a little demo, but that was, that's pretty hard to find. You know, I have an MP3. Still, definitely some great stuff. This, of course, is a bootleg. Definitely good stuff. So, let's first get into the CDs. First one that comes up, I've showed this before. Speed Kills. Again. Yeah, this is the kind of a continuation of the Speed Kills comes from back in the 80s that Heavy Artillery had released. Definitely a pretty good comp. Features Merciless Death, Avenger of Blood, Enforcer, Toxic Holocaust, Hatred, which of course the Italian band. I know one of the members of Baphomet Blood is in there, and Warbringer. Definitely a great comp. But as far as some of the best bands on here, to me, while I like Merciless Death, I tend to like Enforcer and Hatred and Toxic Holocaust a bit more. But especially Enforcer. I can't get enough of them. Let me show this off for a bit. Yeah. Alright, let's get into the other one. These are the only two tribute comps that I have. Of course, I showed this before as well. Thunder and Steel Down Under, the tribute to Riot that Skull Records had released. Definitely some good bands on here. Some of my favorites off of here definitely has to be Attacker's version of Fire Down Under. October 31's version of Lone Shark, which is pretty damn good. Then again, I like King Fella anyway. What else? Night Demon, Dexter Ward. I really like Dexter Ward's version of Running from the Law. It's definitely pretty good. But those are some of my favorites off here. My personal favorites. Even Axel Repel's version of Warrior is pretty good as well. I definitely like. Then again, I like Axel Repel anyway. Especially stuff with Steeler. Not to be confused with the American band, but the German Steeler. Alright, the last tribute disc that I have. Yes. Brian James Dio, This Is Your Life. This is pretty okay. It's an okay one. Some of the best ones off here has to be Anthrax version of Neon Nights, which I really do dig. I do like the Motorhead version of Starstruck, which features Biff Byford on vocals. That one's pretty good. But most of this is all like studio musicians put together. Out of all the ones with the studio musicians, just, you know, all the guests, you know, that type of covers. I do like the one with Rob Halford, The Man on the Silver Mountain, which features Rob Halford, Doug Ulrich, Vinny Appice, Jeff Pilson, and Scott Ward. That's probably, out of all the studio put together all-star musicians, that's probably the best one on here, in my opinion. But even the one of Eye's pretty good, which made me go back and listen to Dehumanizer by Black Sabbath. So that's pretty much it for CDs. And yes, that means I am going to be pulling up some vinyl. Alright, I guess I have to kind of... Nope. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, US Metal Volume... Goddamn fucking glare. Volume 2. Yeah, this is definitely pretty good. Of course, it features Wild Dogs, Exciter, Culprit, The Rods, Vixen, which features Marty Friedman, Virgin Steel. Even some of the other ones on here are pretty good, like Cinema, which features Mike Varney on guitar, Le Mans, and of course Failsafe, and of course it has frickin' Mike Basio on here. Who I'm not a big fan of. It's like Nitro are okay, but to me that's like a fucking gimmick, if anything. But it's definitely good. I like this comp. Some great stuff in there, especially the Rods. And Wild Dogs. I can't get enough of those two bands. Next comp. Steel Crazy. This is definitely a really cool comp as well. This is definitely features some new wave of British heavy metal bands. Even some other non-new wave of British heavy metal bands. Features Anvil with Bedroom Game. Also features the Rods. Get Ready to Rock and Roll off of their debut. Stampede. Starfighters, which actually features... It features one of the cousins of Angus Young and Malcolm Young, the guy who's now who replaced Malcolm Young. Can't think of his name at this point, but he's was a guitar player for Starfighters. And also features Geordie, which was the first band to have Brian Johnson. But on here, it gets titled as... I don't know if you can see, but Brian Johnson and Geordie. It's obviously was a way to sell the record because of, the cash in on his, his fame with AC/DC. And it, of course, features Prey Mantis with Running for Tomorrow, which is off the debut album. Features Crocus, B-Side Radio, Launch Trip, which is actually a side project of Stampede, and Girl School with Take It All Away. This is definitely a great comp. It was surprising. I found this down in Fresno back in 2013, and or was it 14? No, it was 2013, and which is crazy that I actually found it there, because this is actually an import. It was mostly released in France, actually. And of course I have the proof for that. Let's take this out. Because like this whole thing right here, it's all in French text. It's all written in that, which I barely can read a freaking word of it. But it's really cool though. Really cool comp. It was released in 1981. Get this back in for a second. But one of the selling points for me on this one has to also be its artwork, which is definitely says new wave of British heavy metal just by that artwork anyway. and for some reason it does. And there's the last comp. I've shown this one all before, but this is Rocket Cotton Steel. This, of course, features the bands on here: Gary Moore, Gillan, Heavy Load, Manowar, Bedlam, 09, 220 Volt, and Warrior. And of course, the U.S. Warrior, fighting for the Earth. But of course, Gillan features at least 3 songs by Gillan. And of course, 220 Volt. Definitely a pretty cool comp. The only reason that made me want to get this is because the Heavy Load track. It's a kind of it was an outtake from the what fucking album? Here we go. It will say Stronger Than Evil. The song I Am Me, which was recorded during those sessions but was never released until this comp was released in like 1986. Definitely a pretty good song. Sounds just like it would have fit in within that album anyway. But of course, again, Metal Theologian did talk about 09 in one of his What's Spinning videos. I really, this song isn't too bad, but it's far from, a selling point for me on that band. It's far from anything, spectacular. It's not really that good. But definitely a pretty good compilation. Definitely pretty hard to come by at times. I know, definitely pretty hard. But this is definitely a pretty... so those are pretty much the comps that I have. Let me kind of turn this back before. Oh shit. I don't know. Does that mean... nah. Alright. I've been on this camera for a little too long, I guess. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, thumbs down. If you did, thumbs up. So, until then, this Heavy Thrash said, saying, I am out. And later, I hope I'll be back with some reviews.